Welcome back to BBN tonight. We're doing a deep dive on this weekend's spring game, and what better way to do that than to talk with a couple of the guys who had the call.
Right, our Keith Farmer talked with Jeff Piecoro and Dick Gabriel of the UK Sports Network right after the game.
I think the biggest thing that I was looking for in this game was continuity in that offensive line. And without Eli, I mean, he's at his brother's wedding, so you're losing your starting center. But Q did a fine job in there. I think they did really well. Blitz pickups, those types of situations you're looking at, because the defense blitzed a lot when you were playing one-on-ones, and they did just fine. So I'm excited to see where this team goes as they head forward. They're still looking to try to add a guy on that offensive line. So if they do between now and the end of August, it'd be something.
Dane Key and Tavion Robinson seem to kind of show flashes.
Big difference this year is last year Will looked at Wandell and then everybody else. Now, as I think that was a position that really took a step forward. I saw guys that I wasn't expecting to see make plays out there, make plays. And they're deep. They're 5, 6, 7 guys. And they've got good height. They've got great size on the outside. I thought that was good. Robinson is still going to get his catches, but it's not going to be Wandell getting 7, 8, 9, 10 catches a game.
One of the first things that I saw that I think we're going to see a lot more of this year is throwing to the running backs. And that's something that Rich Scangarello has talked about, and I had a chance to talk to Will Levis after the game, and like everybody else did, and that's one of the first things he brought up. And I asked him, what do you want to work on here in the spring? And he said, checking down to the running backs.
I thought the first pass play, when Levis, instead of trying to go deep or instead of running it, he checked down and he picked up 13 yards. That's something he wouldn't have done last year.
You've watched a lot of NFL football. I mean, that's you see that a lot in the league. I think we'll see that a lot from Kentucky because they've got guys who can catch the ball, running backs who can catch it and get some yak yards.
To me, the one guy I said, okay, this guy's got to get some playing time if I'm a coach, is Drennan. I thought he ran the ball hard. He's got a low center of gravity. The problem is there's 3 or 4 guys ahead of him on the depth chart at running back, but you saw what he could do down the field catching the ball. So he gives you that added dimension that this team really didn't have last year. To me, he showed a lot of promise there.
There were some positions you and I talked about you were kind of wanting to keep an eye on. Was there one that jumped out to you that, like, okay, this makes me feel better, or I see it going in the right direction kind of thing?
Well, you're playing without Oxidine on that defensive front, and he is going to be such a force. I think I like what I saw out of the defense. They didn't get as much push as I expected, but the difference, too, is the difference in the offensive line. The offensive line the last few years was a react offensive line. It stepped back first, and then they also did different types of blocking where you're doing stretch plays and a running back tries to find a seam. This offensive line attacks. Yinzer attacks the defense. And so it's a little bit different. And there were holes there, and they made some nice holes. They made some big plays. But blitz pickups was really good. I thought they did well. That was one thing I was looking at. The other thing, Andrew Phillips, I thought played okay. Geiger played really well back there. He's switching over safety spots from one side to the other. He has to come up and help a lot more in the run game. He's taking Corker's spot. I like him. I think he's going to be a really nice player. I still think they're short of cornerback. They have to have somebody step up there because to go into a season, you have to have 3 because almost every team, especially the SEC, is going to be playing with 3 and 4 receivers.
Like everybody, I'm curious about defensive backs, specifically corner. They're thin. And I've tried to use the word unproven because they have depth all over the place, but kids who haven't had a chance to play yet. But I think at corner they might be a little thin in terms of kids who can jump in and help right away. So keep an eye on the door to the transfer portal. If it starts spinning, see if cornerbacks step out.
You had the chance to talk to Coach Stoops before this. Was there something that stuck out to you in that interview that you did over a couple of nights?
Yeah, he was excited, and you've been around here a long time like I have. And we've all gone into spring practices thinking, oh my gosh, how are they going to replace fill in the blank? And they've done that a lot. They've had a lot of fill in the blanks who have left and gone on to great things. And yet because of their recruiting and because of their ability to develop young players, they've just kept going. They might be at the stage where they say they're reloading, but they're not taking a step back. Yeah. And that's what's important. So, Stoops said, I love all the kids who have come through here, and we will love them forever, but now is the opportunity for other kids to get a chance to play. And so I felt like he was excited at the opportunity to see what he had and see just how well all the hard work has paid off when it comes to recruiting.
Now, those guys were warm. They were sitting in the press box. I was not that lucky, but hey, it worked out, Maggie, because I got to catch up with the fans. Tailgates with Tarullo is back, and it's next. We'll be right back.